Is this thing on? We're going to go for this again. This is part 2. GG's in the chat. W's in the chat if you can hear me for this week's Talkie Tuesday live stream with me, your host, Winters SEO. Someone may have broken the first live stream. I think we were live for about 2 minutes there. But someone may have pressed the button. We've got W's in the chat. It's working. I was talking to the wall last time. Someone may have pressed the wrong button, okay? Don't want anyone to panic, but there might have been a heretic in my room. But we've sorted it. I've rubbed the Omnisire's electric stuff. I've applied oils. I think we're fine. Is everyone fine? I'm fine. How are you? It's a boring conversation we were having anyway in the previous live stream. Welcome, Gamer Monk, Soul Hunter, the Eternal Crusader, Jackus Woods, all the way from France, Heresy Squat, Lucky, Blood Buffalo rolled into Detroit at home and put up 45 points on the board. What is going on there? Sullivan Gilbert from this weekend's Battle Report is in the chat, and that was a good one. Everyone watch Blame the Cat. I can't blame the cat. The cat is, we are cat free. We are pussy free right now. Okay, we're pussy free. Josh Allen be with you. Yeah, man, he's a beast. Didn't he run for 100 yards or something? We can't talk about American football all night long. This is a Warhammer live stream, and plus there are some UK people in the chat who do not know the great game of hand egg that is American football. I mean, I don't mind the Lions losing as well, but it's just, I'd like to see them get to the Super Bowl. Detroit Lions never been to a Super Bowl. It's a miracle story, isn't it? Evening Wolf Boot Chronicles, Evening Stylers. What's the new way forward? Yes, a new way forward for live stream. Thank you for Arma Pantera. Thank you for asking. I have a new way forward for live streams, okay? I've got an idea, and I want you guys to, you're the chat. The people who turn up for the live streams, you need to help me make this a reality, okay? I'm not Blood Buffalo. We're not talking about American football right now. Your team is doing really well, okay? They're a Super Bowl contender, but not all of us are in Buffalo, and also not all of us support the Buffalo Bills, okay? Denver has won its last 4 games in a row. Some of us are not Buffalo fans. Anyway, a new way forward for live streams. This is what we're talking about, a new way forward for live streams. It's a Warhammer live stream with the title New Way Forward. This is why we're here. So there's a couple of things we need to talk about, and you need to help me make this a reality, because this doesn't happen without you guys. Packers are this year's dark horse. Tomo, we're not talking about the American football. We could talk about American football all night long. I could do an American football live stream, but not tonight. Today, we're discussing a new way forward. A new way forward. Buffalo chicken is very nice. Yeah. You know, they weren't buffaloes, right? They were like bison, but the Americans thought they were buffaloes, because, you know, Americans. Chewy's in the chat. Yeah, he's in the chat. Right, so live streams, new way forward. Okay, right. So for all of you who come to the live, Heresy Squat has joined the 13th at tier 3. You absolute legend, Heresy Squat. Welcome to the 13th Fleet. You get an extra battle report every single Winter's Wednesday. You get all the emojis after your name. You get access to the Discord, and you get a warm, fuzzy feeling inside knowing that you're supporting the best Warhammer community on the whole of the interwebs. Josh Allen is the moneyest cowgirl of the NFL. We're not talking NFL. We're talking about the new... So, look, live streams, okay? We have a glass of water. We're locked in. The camera isn't focusing. We're locked in. We're ready to rock. All right? 1 subscriber closer to the loft. I need about 80,000 million to get the loft, but it's a dream. Anyway, we're talking about a new way forward. We're getting towards the end of 2024. We're looking at 2025 with our rose-tinted spectacles, and we're thinking about new way forwards. And there's a bunch of you that join the chat all the time, and I appreciate you joining the chat all the time. You complete me. And there's a bunch of you that watch the VODs afterwards, the VOD squad, and you guys watching it all the way through afterwards. I want to make this easy for you watching it afterwards. So I've got some ideas, okay? The first idea is we're going to start a bit later. I was a bit late this evening. We're going to start at 8 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. So if anyone comes into the chat later on, it's like 8 o'clock is the time forward going forward. 8 o'clock. Because some of my American friends have got in contact with me and decided, and have said that, look, like 7 o'clock p.m. in their time, the Americans are a bit behind, obviously, you know. They're a bit ahead in some things. Americans are ahead in many things, like they have lots of guns, and we'd like lots of guns too. Everyone wants lots of guns. I'd like lots of guns. Guns are good. They're ahead in the guns. They're behind in other things. So 8 o'clock is better for them. We'd all like lots of guns. Hands up in the chat if you'd like lots of guns. I'll tell you what I'd prefer than lots of guns, by the way. A dreadnought. Wouldn't it be good if instead of everyone getting lots of guns, or as well as everyone getting lots of guns, everyone gets their own personal dreadnought armor? See, Game a Monk and the Eternal Crusader, Daka Daka Daka. Everyone wants lots of guns. Your own personal dreadnought armor as well that you could sort of jump into and jump out of as you want to, and guns. And also a battle barge for Exterminatus. But if I'm getting a dreadnought armor, what's the best suit of dreadnought armor? Dreadnought armor wants guns too. Yeah, so like maybe a Leviathan Siege Dreadnought with a Cyclonic Melter Lance and a couple of twin-link Volkite calibers with 2 hunter-killer missiles would be my dreadnought armor of choice. Leviathan is good. Derrideos are also good if you're just a shooty Tau kind of person. But you could get mad, up in the stuff with a Brutalis Death Company dreadnought with all of its spinny claws of doom going, Who doesn't want some dreadnought armor? You know, Telemon. Hey, Kirby, you win the internet. I think the Telemon wins. Yes. If you could have all the guns, like the Americans, and your personal dreadnought suit, it would be a Telemon. Anyway, apart from the guns, which they're clearly ahead of us, tactical dreadnought armor, yeah. Well, you'd like Terminator suit instead. That would be nice. The ability to deep strike in, yeah. Apart from the guns, the Americans are a bit behind everyone else in the world. So we need to start later. We need to start at 8 o'clock because it helps them catch up, right? And the Canadians, but who's really talking about the Canadians? I mean, no one really lives there, apart from Moose and my sister. Apart from that, who lives in Canada, really? Why would you want to live in Canada? Too many moose and snow. Why would you want to live in Swindon? Why do I live here? I don't know. I guess this is where all my stuff is. So this is where I am. Yanks are a little slow, bless them, says Eternal Crusader. Eternal Crusader said that. I didn't say that. Get him, chat. A bit slow to wrestle bears. Okay. Well, I think everyone will probably be a bit too slow to wrestle bears because they are ferocious beasts. Santa Claus is either Canadian or Alaskan. Isn't he like Norwegian? No, Turkish, wasn't he? St. Nicholas? He was, I don't know, probably the same country that the Emperor was born in. Maybe the Emperor was Santa Claus. Is Santa Claus? Mind blown. German? He's German. Was he German? St. Nicholas was German? Is it Germans? They're not fun enough. Germans don't do humour. They do spreadsheets, don't they? And sausages and beer and very orderly sentences. Klaus. I guess with a name like Klaus, he is German. Okay, so Santa Claus was German. Mind blown. Mind unblown after the St. Nicholas thing. Yes, jawohl. Jawohl! So first up, we're starting. I'm Father Christmas, and so's my wife. Chewie, you're not Father Christmas. You don't have enough hair. But you are a very nice guy. Need spreadsheets for presents for the whole planet. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's effed up the formatting, and he's angry at Word. Winters, do you have it in you to admit the new Eldar sculpts look really good? That's a question from Tomo there. Tomo, I'll answer that question. Do I have it in me to admit it when sculpts look really good? Yes, I have it in me to admit when sculpts look really good. Are the new Eldar sculpts really good? They're okay. Not really good. They're okay. I mean, Does anyone think the new Eldar scopes look, and in Tomo's words, really good? Yes in the chat if you think the new Eldar scopes look really good. Just a yes. Just a yes. They're not really good. They're good, but really good? No one. See, no one thinks they look really good. Warp Spider Phoenix, really good. Really good. With the thing on the rock, with all the stuff coming up around. We know who's the master of standing on rocks. It's Space Marine Lieutenants. A Warp Spider should not be allowed to stand on a rock. Oliver Samstag said yes, so we've got one person. Which means math says, with all the people in the chat, one yes says no. No, they're not really good. If they were really good, I would have it in me to admit that they're really good. Very similar to the old sculpts, says A. Kirby. They had a chance to do something new. They had a chance to swing for the bleachers. They had a chance to turn that frown upside down. But in the end, looks really good. Looks good, but not really good. Hi, friendly neighborhood inquisitor. I'm good. I'm good today. How are you? How are you? I'm good. I'll tell you why I'm good today. Abaddon is still the best sculpt. Be'lakor is up there. Was one of the best sculpts. Be'lakor is up there. Thunderhawk gunship. I still think that the Thunderhawk gunship is an outstanding miniature. Friendly neighborhood inquisitor. Thank you, sir, for gifting a membership. GG's to you, sir. GG's to you. If you, Oliver Samstag said, don't forget to put GG back to you've got the gifted, and then come and meet us in the Discord. If you get gifted a sculpt. If you get gifted a membership this evening, that unlocks tier 2, which gives you access to the Discord. For £1 more, you can become a tier 3 channel member and get an extra bat report every single Winter's Wednesday and support the channel. I like Eldar Imperium, Tau Stories, Fighting Orcs. Yeah, Winters is good, not really good. Winters is good, not really good. Roasted. Good evening, Karth. Right, yes. I'll tell you what's really good. Daily Dice from Daily Dice YouTube channel. Great YouTube channel. Badger King gifted 5 memberships. GG's in the chat all round for Badger King, the king of the badgers. And for those that don't know, Badger King is the inventor, the genesis, the creator, the god, if you should like, the emperor of Squig Game. Yes, he came up with Squig Game. So thank you, Badger King, for gifting all the memberships. I appreciate you, sir. And I appreciate your rampant imagination to invent such a game as glorious as Squig Game. I do admit, though, I do like to think that part 3 of Squig Game is the most streamlined, bestest version of the Squid. I mean, the first versions of the Squid Game were a bit complicated, but the one we've got down now, where 1s they blow up, 6s they run away, simple, and then 3 more wins, 3 more, simple. I like that version of Squid Game. It's nice and simple, streamlined, easy to play, you know. And thank you for everyone who watched Squid Game at the weekend and appreciated it and made comments and things. The people who did watch it is down on the views where they'd normally get, because it isn't a proper 40k battle report. It is a game. It is a Squid Game. But I don't mind it being down, because I think it's a glorious piece of content that lots of people who chose to watch it really enjoyed. Much laughter, much fun all round, and I got to play with Sullivan Gilbert. And let's face it, Sullivan Gilbert is an absolute boss. He's so fun to play with. So that was a really good game. Squid Game was good fun. Version 3 was great. Oh yes, version 1 was 9th edition. Yes. So version 3, good. So we're sticking with version 3, and thank you to Sullivan Gilbert for coming down. You are very kind. No, you are very kind, Sullivan Gilbert. That was a great game. It's always a pleasure when you come down. And while we're moving around the table, we occasionally rub against each other. It's always a pleasure. Oh, dear. So, yes, the way forward. The first thing we're changing is 8 o'clock, okay? And I promise to be consistent and on time. when it gets to 8 o'clock on Tuesdays, because I know that there's been a lack of consistency in 2024, but 2025 will be the year of consistency, except for those occasions when it isn't. What was I talking about? Daily Dice YouTube channel. He came down here today. I set up a really good board. I do the Instagram story. If you check out Witness SEO on the Instagram, you can see the board after deployment. It looks really cool. Did you know you get Warhammer socks? Look. Socks. Christmas Warhammer socks. Thank you, Daily Dice. Absolute G. Hi from Portugal, Debagus Maximus. Space Marine Christmas socks. That is peak 40k right there. I've actually got a, what's it called? Something code, not code. What is it thing? You know the element gain things when you click on the thing, a referral thing. No, I've got a thing for Warhammer merch as well from the Warhammer website. You know, if you use the code to buy your stuff from Element Games, going through my link to get stuff from Element Games, and then it really helps me out and it gets you stuff back again. What is it called? Affiliate link. Thank you, Sophist Chambers. Thank you. I have an affiliate link with the Element Games. It really helps me out. I've actually got an affiliate link for Warhammer, Games Workshop Warhammer merch. And they sent it through like a month ago. And I just need to shout about my Games Workshop, official Games Workshop affiliate link. And I haven't bothered because I'm not sure that anyone actually buys Games Workshop merch. Why would you buy Games Workshop merch? If we're going to talk about the secret, we are going to talk about secret level, Chewy. Hang in there. I need to ask this about the chat first. There's a new way forward. We're just going to discuss things this evening, okay? But first, does anyone get Games Workshop merch? Should I actually activate that Games Workshop affiliate link? I feel like there's better merch out there, like the Winter's SEO merch. I feel like there's better merch. And thank you for everyone who's bought merch recently. There's been a couple of mugs. There's a t-shirt gone out in the last week. But there's better merch than... I mean, this is peak merch. There is no Winter's SEO Christmas socks. But there is Ultramarines Christmas. That's pretty peak. But S-tier merch. Will it work in the US? Yes. Can't hurt, right. Well, then I'll have to talk about it, which means I'll probably forget to talk about it, which means... Yeah, it can't hurt. Where's my pen? I should have... Here's my pen. Do we want it? Gifts for other hobby dads? No. Socks? Yes. Purity sale for gaming PC? Can you get straw hats for this summer? No. Well, maybe. Straw hats in the summer is probably a good idea. I mean, Debagus Maximus says it all the way up there. Better buy Winter's SEO merch. You're not wrong. There's better merch to have than the Warhammer merch. But I do have an affiliate link. There are no SEO socks. Why? Maybe I need socks. Oh dear. You see, you may as well have displayed it. If not, you're not. Yeah, I'm not. But if it does work, it's a nice kick for me. You say it's a nice kick for me, but it's not really. Merch, there's not a lot of money on merch. The reason for doing the merch is so people are out there using my dice, my shirts, my stuff when they're out and about and people see them and you're in your gaming club and they're like, what's that? This is Winter's SEO. And they're like, of course I know Winter's SEO. That's that guy with the hat who's really awful. And you're like, yeah, well, he's not that awful. He's okay. And the merch is good. He says, yeah, but I think he stabs puppies. And you go, I know he stabs puppies, but he wants everyone to have a dreadnought. So what's wrong with that? And he'll go, of course, yes, dreadnought. Who doesn't want a dreadnought? I'll immediately buy a mug. That's how the merch works. And I get a little bit of a kickback. But it's not that much of a kickback. I've heard he's really good. I won this trophy once. He explains rules and things. I do. Winter's Towels. Winter's Towels is actually a genius idea. It all depends, see, because the merch is the YouTube store thing, one of the YouTube stores, and you click on the things that you think are available to the things, but some of the things are not available on the things for the things. So, And also, clicking on the things, I tend to break the thing most of the time when I click on the things. So I ask the wife to do all the things for the things. And then I don't break the things. Winter's dice tray. No, that's far too complicated. Towel is a good idea, and socks is a good idea. Right. Whiskers Tam. Aaron K. You're clear. I don't know. Is that the North? Tam. Winter's Tam. Can you translate that into English? English, motherfucker. Do you speak it? What? Do they speak English in what? Dreadnought Mug. Speedos. Out of the box here, but Winter's flat cap. No, Winter's flat caps. No, you're not getting a flat cap. This one is surgically attached to my head. You should let people buy naming rights to a miniature and put one of the Necromunda labels on some of your Space Marines since we're part of the 13th. Sounds complicated. Tam. I don't know what Tam is. You can keep spamming Tam, but I don't know what Tam is. Jackus Woods. Thank you for gifting 10 memberships. I think we're on a membership train this evening, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. This is 16 gifted memberships so far. So thank you so much for the happy Christmas loves. Thank you, Jackus Woods. Can we have GG's in the chat all round for Jackus Woods? He's all the way from France, and it's hard for him to spell in English, and he's knocking out the gifted membership. So thank you for helping support the channel and keeping the dream alive. I love you very much, brother. Thank you. GG's in the chat to Jackus. I met him once at one of the Winter's events, and he didn't have much of a strong French accent. Christian Copang has been a member for 23 months. Thank you, brother. What and when is your next campaign? I really enjoyed the Death of Hope, Bell Tolls, and the Silver Cage campaigns and need more. Christian Copang! I recently, as in last week, dropped The Marvelous Adventures of Anya Sedaris. So one just came out. D&D meets 40k. The Marvelous Adventures for Anya Sedaris came out, and it's exclusively available to tier 3 channel members. That came out. So I just did one. Next campaigns, there's some ish penciled in spring-ish. They're very early phase 2 are there. Honestly, if one of them gets done, it'll be a miracle, Christmas miracle. The Bell Tolls campaign was probably the greatest campaign I ever did. Monkey agrees. Check out the Bell Tolls, exclusively available to tier 3 use your words. Anya's campaign was amazing, great fun. Bell Tolls was awesome. See, Alan agrees. Just finished the end and just finished End of the Death. It's like 5 books in one. Yeah, End of the Death is, yes, the End of the Death is really good. It's hard and dark, and there's no happy ending, but I love it. Listen to it 3 times, read it twice. It's amazing. Stylus didn't steal anything, Monkey. Didn't steal anything. It was one of those beautiful inception moments when you both had the same beautiful idea. I got a top 3 for Grotmus to tap. What are we talking about? Starting Buried Dagger. Buried Dagger's a good one. The Buried Dagger is the last Horus Heresy book before the Siege of Terror, and it's one of the good ones. It's 50-50, because you think the Buried Dagger is going to be all about Death Guard, but it's not. Half of the book is about Knights Errant and Loken and Garrow, and any book with Loken or Garrow in it is a good book, you know. Hi Voice, evening. Tomo, loved Anya's Adventures, good. And Kaiser, yes, you have caught up in a stream. Stylus and Tau Sons player, so it makes sense to me. I have time trump. Right. Timestamp power brute. Right, yes. Chat, it's great. Thank you for all the gifted. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. Christmas is coming, but we need to lock in, okay, chat? We need to lock in. Okay? Focus up now. Focus up. Grab a cup of tea. Grab a cup of coffee. Focus up. I need everyone to lean forward aim lock against the thing that you're looking at. Okay, attention, we need your full attention. We're talking about 45-degree angle. It is okay for some of you to pick up your phone or your pad and put it against your nose, so you've got the full-on attention of the screen in front of you, because we're going to talk about some stuff, because there's a new way forward I want to talk about this evening, and it's not just starting at 8 o'clock, okay? I need you to focus up on this. We need to do this together. I need your help to do this together, and your help to... because this whole live stream thing, let's face it, this last year, 2024, was my first attempt at going live stream routinely, regularly, all the time. And let's just say there was a few ones as well as a few sixes. Let's say it was a bit of a mixed bag, but we need to lock in on 2025. Quite frankly, we can do better. Not only fans Heresy Squad. Oh dear. Okay, so the second thing, right? The second thing I want to talk about this evening is, are we locked in? Can I have some ones in the chat? Is everyone locked in? Servo Skull has gifted 5 memberships. I'm trying to lock in, Servo Skull. I'm not complaining about the 5 gifted memberships. Can we have a GG's in the chat? The membership train keeps on chugging for Servo Skulls. We've got ones people are already locked in. We've got GG's from other people who are saying, right, GG's to Servo Skull for locked in. We've got some more ones and GG's. We're all a kerfuffle right now. Quite frankly, I don't know what's going on, but thank you, Servo Skull, for supporting one of the greatest, the greatest Warhammer 40k community on the interwebs. Everyone who's got a tier 2 membership, who's been gifted a sub, you now have access to the Discord. Jump in, join the Discord. They're a lovely bunch, a rampant community of posters. You'll enjoy yourself, and for £1 more, you could become a tier 3 channel member and get an extra in the battle report every single Wednesday. Okay. Lock in. We've got lots of ones in the chat. People are locked in already. If you were locked in and then Servo Skull came along and unlocked us, thank you to Servo Skull, but lock back in again. Live streaming no, not live streaming. Live stream, yes. What am I talking about? I'm not live streaming 40k. The new way forward. On the live streams, on the Talkie Tuesday live streams, that's what I'm talking about. Focus, chat, focus. You're the best too, Servo Skull. Focus. What we're talking about is 8 o'clock. And the other thing we're talking about is, I love doing these live stream Twister. Sullivan Gilbert, I'm focusing. Don't talk about Twister right now, Sullivan Gilbert, okay? Particularly don't mention naked Twister slathered in jello inside a, pool. You get those inflatable pools with a rubber, with the slide, no water in there, but you fill it up full of jello, and then you put Twister inside it, and you play naked Twister, or at least not naked Twister, but you do it in your Speedos and things, budgie smugglers, in the summertime, in the pool. May have done that once as a student. It was very, very fun. But we're not talking about jello Twister with my budgie smugglers on right now, Sullivan Gilbert. You re-rolled and got a 3? Nice. It's 9 o'clock in France. I know it's 9 o'clock in France, Jackus Woods, but it's like it's back in time for the Americans, 8 p.m. And we mentioned at the beginning the Americans are a bit backwards, except when it comes to guns and dreadnoughts. Weird, I know. DK. No, Voice has donated 50 DKK. I don't even know what that currency is. The members, bat reps, and Discord is amazing, says Voice. You're amazing, Voice. You are amazing. Can we have GG's in the chat for Voice, please? How do we... He's just dropped 50 DKK. What is DKK? It's GG Voice. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. This is good. It's going well. Prime Minister Dave is in the chat. That's Heretic Dave from Heretic Dave 40k YouTube channel. Danish kroner. It's Danish kroner. Haven't they got the euros? The Danes are just a little bit above Belgium and Holland. Surely they have the euros. They don't have the euros. They went no to the euros. They decided to stay with the kronas, did they? Nice. Respect on them. But they're, It's going to be a matter. They should just switch to the euros, shouldn't they? Really. Stable currency. Mind you, they're not doing too well right now, the euros, what with the France thing and the German thing. We're not talking about politics. We're not talking about politics. I mean, British politics. We're not talking about politics, but let's just say that the politics in Europe, not great right now. There's also the matter of the land war that's happening in Europe, which is also very bad. No politics on this channel, no religion on this channel. This is hobby content only. And Ike Mike has become a tier 3 channel member. Welcome to the 13th Fleet. You absolute legends this evening. You're blowing up this evening. I appreciate you all. Tomo's half Danish. Is that like a, instead of a chocolate croissant, is that just like a croissant? Because that's like half a Danish. But thank you, Ike Mike, for becoming a tier 3 channel member. That unlocks an extra battle report every single Wednesday, and to help support me. And John Badil has been a member for 28 months. GG Voice. Evening all. Don't forget to like the stream. Hope you're doing well. Winters. Yes, liking, subbing, sharing, doing all the things on the streams really helps the stream. Thank you. Really stroke the holy algorithm. Don't mention the war. We don't mention the war. We don't mention politics. You did it once, but may have gotten away with it. Don't mention the war. That is absolute. Everyone has seen the Fawlty Towers, right? Even Americans have seen Fawlty Towers. Fawlty Towers is one of the greatest comedy TV shows of all time. No religion except the Emperor's Children. Yeah, and Tomo's the top half Danish. Yeah. Stay on target. Yes, thank you, Horace Squat. See, this is why I need you, chat. Stay on target. I was about to stay on target then, but then the Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor has just gifted another member. Thank you. GG's in the chat for Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor. Dropping another gifted membership in the chat. It feels like Christmas, guys. It feels like Christmas. Fawlty Towers was so fun. GG's from Jackus Woods there. GG's to Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor. Thank you, stream, for supporting me this evening. I appreciate it. You are beginning to touch my tickled. I don't know where I was going with that, and I don't know how that sentence ended up that way, but that's where we got to. So let's park that sentence in a comedy cul-de-sac, reverse out, get back on the main road, and try and get on target. But the chat's popping off. It was an OP. I did what? It was an OP. I did it OP. I did it solely to what? What up, party people? What up, Norm Queen Alexis? Welcome to the chat, Norm Queen Alexis. How cold is it in Iceland right now? Here, outside in the UK, by the way, it's like 14 degrees in December. I don't know about you, but this whole climate change thing is working really well right now. It's working well. It's 14 degrees and quite balmy out there. I mean, 14 degrees outside is pretty much British summertime. How cold is it in Iceland, Norm Queen Alexis? Let us know. Derail. I'm trying to focus, stay on target. Norm Queen, it's -4 here and it's so nice. Damn, I'd love it to be like. Is it snowing and things? Mind you, it's Iceland. It's probably always snowing. It's a song of ice and fire in snow, Iceland, isn't it? It's either something's exploding and eating villages coming up, or something's coming down and it's white. A nice bit of snow would be lovely. A nice bit of snow. Snowy at -4 degrees. Nice. I need to go to Iceland at some point. I want to see the Northern Lights. I want to see a volcano. And, yeah, Iceland. It's one of the places that I'd like to visit at some point. Water. I've got my water. 14 degrees in New Zealand. It's just as in 9 a.m. Well, yeah, but you're upside down there. It's 14 degrees in the summertime down there. It's 14 degrees in the wintertime here. So 14 degrees in New Zealand at this time of year sounds a bit shite. Small amount of snow and they won't let me attack villages anymore. Norm Queen Alexis giving in to her Viking androcy. I gotta attack the next village. You can't attack the next village. But please, I'm a shield maiden. Give me an axe. No. Instead, you have to pay taxes. What are taxes? Let me attack the taxman. You can attack the taxman. People will let you attack the taxman as much as you want to. It's a bit chilly this year in New Zealand. Of course it is. It's 14 degrees. It's normally a bit warmer than that. And you're also hanging on upside down because the earth is flat because the internet told me. Right. Thank you, chat. Thank you for all the donations. Let's calm down. Let's focus, because there's a new way forward I need to talk about. It's like 18 degrees where I am, and I'm in the USA at the moment, roughly 64 for my fellow Americans. Thanks, Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor. Thanks for letting us know. Whereabouts are you? If we're having this conversation, whereabouts in America are you? 18 degrees, I'm going to say the Carolinas. Oh, Carolina. Oh, Carolina. We don't see that, do you know? You know, Mr. Boombastic, we don't see him as much these days, do we? Yeah? He also did that one. Mummy came in and she caught me red-handed, dreaming about the girl next door. Picture this, I was working that gherkin, should lock the bedroom door. How can I forget that I was picking up a pound of meat? All this time she was standing there, I was polishing my best friend Pete. You know that one? It wasn't me. Shaggy, that's the guy. Northeast USA, state of Rhode Island, a bit south of Boston. I have no idea what these words are that you just said to me, but thank you. Thank you for sharing with the chat. Shaggy! Right. We've gone off target by a mile. We need to focus. There's a new way forward. 2024 was a bit of a smorgasbord when it came to live streaming. In 2025, we need to lock in, chat. Yes, this is a we thing. So 8 p.m. The second thing I want to do in 2020, what I want to do is on these live streams, I really love doing these live streams and catching up with you guys. I was thinking about doing more throughout the week. But I know what would happen if I promised for more throughout the week. This is one of the things I could do in 2025. I could do more live streams. That's warm for Boston at this time. I don't know where these things are, mate. Look, we could do more live streams, but I know that if I promised to more live streams, what would happen is I would forget, or I'd get distracted, or other things, and then you get mad at me for not doing all the live streams that I said I would do. One a week is about all this man can put up with, though I'd like to do more. But honestly, like Monday's shot, Friday's shot, those are the heresy days. Saturday, Sunday, I'm nearly always filming all the time, which leaves me Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to do other things. One of those days have to do something with the domestic authority, such as shop or clean or something, which leaves 2 days. And those are normally painting days, or do a video about something else, or read a book, or play video games. So doing a live stream after I've actually filmed a battle report can get a bit taxing on the old mental things. Like I did one today with Daily Dice, who we mentioned the merch, you know, the Space Marine socks. I didn't know it was a thing, but glorious. Thank you, Daily Dice. Check out Daily Dice YouTube channel. It can get a bit much. I can do it every now and then, but not all the time. Old brain. So I don't want to do an extra one a week. And honestly, I don't think the audience is there for it, because I couldn't put up with listening for me twice a week, let alone once a week. And I'm amazed that you're here. Thank you for turning up. Keeping it weekly will be more. Yeah, I promise twice a week. Keeping it weekly would be more, because I barely do a weekly. Domestic diplomacy. Don't lose full days off. It's not worth it. Thank you, Blake Anderson. I love you too, Olaf. So yeah, I was thinking about doing more days. Can't do more days, but I do like doing this. Occasionally I miss the Tuesday. Okay, Heresy Squad. Occasionally I miss a Tuesday. Like last week I was in Poland. It was lovely, by the way. Thanks for asking, guys. I was in Poland all last week. It was lovely. The food was gorgeous. Thanks. The in-laws are still alive. Everything's fine. And we go before Christmas or after Christmas, because over Christmas it cost £1,000 more to fly there and hire a car and paint and parking and all that. Because it costs literally for the two of us £1,000 more if we go over the 2 week period before and after around Christmas there. So we try and go a bit before or a bit after. Next year we're probably going a bit after. Saves £1,000. But thanks for asking. That's where I wasn't. That's where I wasn't last week. And next week it's the 24th, which is Christmas Eve on the Tuesday. Am I going to do a live stream? I don't know. I probably am. I wonder who will turn up. How was Poland winters? Thanks for asking, Arma Pantura. It was nice. We went around the Christmas market at Wrocław and did the boot thing, and I had a schnitzel. And the next day I had some, I forget what it's called, but it is a slab of cheese in breadcrumbs, deep fried. And come on, players, everyone out there. We know that bacon is the meaning of life, but the second meaning of life is cheese. Imagine a slab of deep fried breaded cheese with some Fritz. Oh, with the things to dip them in. It was gorgeous. It's hello. What is it called?
What, the fried cheese?
Yeah, you were coming in.
No, I was closing the door. Fried cheese?
Yes. What's the name?
In English?
In Czech.
Smażony syr.
What?
Smażony syr.
Say that again.
Smażony syr.
Smażony syr.
Syr.
Sir. Smażony syr. Did I get that right?
Not really.
She said I didn't get it right, but that's what it's called. And oh my God, it was sex on a plate. So I had that. I painted while I was out there. I painted 3 Rapier laser carriers for the Iron Hands. Couple more infantry dudes. 3 Iron Hands Tech Marines with a massive servo arm there. A full squad of 10 Volkai Iron Hands. And 2024 was the Iron Hands project. And I've got 1 model left to do in the Iron Hands project before the end of the year. And then the Iron Hands project is done. And I don't know how many points that I have painted. And the last project that I have to do, he's up there looking at me right now. Let's give it up for Ferrus Manus. Just need to paint him. Primarch done. The whole collection done. We'd have done over 10,000 points. I'm frothing at the idea of making a video for you guys about, look, this is what I've done. This is why I painted this. This is how you could go about collecting. This is how you could go about painting. Those things. And I want to get that video out either at the end of 2024, start of 2025. But that was the Iron Hands project for 2024, which you followed along on the journey. The next project for 2025 we'll talk about if I actually managed to get to the things that I wanted to talk about, because I haven't managed to stay on target to talk about the new way forward through the entire live stream so far. And we're 47 minutes in. What is going on? Chat, lock it in. Lock it in. Magnetize the head for sure. Thank you. Yeah, Ferrus Manus. Lock in, chat. Can we lock in? Okay, we're locking in. One's in the chat if you're locked in. Okay, lean forward, screen, we're ready to go. So, 2025, we're going to lock in the live streams a bit better. We're going to do it at 8 o'clock. We're not going to do 2 a week, but what we are going to do is, one's good. What we are going to do is, I really enjoy doing these live streams with you, getting in contact with the community, having this banter backwards. This is nice. This is good. Sharing my hobby progress with you, answering the questions that you have. It's good. Talking about the hobby is a key part of being in the hobby. If everyone liked football, then everyone went down the pub talking about football. If everyone liked skydiving, you'd be talking about skydiving as well as doing skydiving. Let's face it, skydiving, you're probably doing it for a very small portion of the time that the hobby exists in your life. You're probably doing a lot more time talking about it, flying up there, then coming, you know what I mean? So talking about it, I like this, but there is another thing that I could be doing with this live stream with you guys, and this is what it is. The new way forward could be, there's a lot of people on YouTube who do the live stream things and they cut out a bit of the live stream and they put it up as a separate video, and cut out a bit of the live stream, put it up as a separate video. So what I want to do is lock in at 8 o'clock every Tuesday. We need to stay on focus, which means you need to stay on focus, because I've been on focus all this time. I've not been distracted any way, shape or form. I am locked in. I'm leaning forward and everything. And we stay on focus, and we need to talk about 1 or 2 topics specifically during the live stream and let me monologue for a bit. And then I'll take that monologue out, cluck, and make a video and then put that in as a separate video. That's the new way forward that I want to do with live streams. I want to be later, and I want to get bits that I can make content with as well. That would be nice. And you can help by shouting out the bits that you think would be good. particularly if you're in the Discord. Let me know the bits that you think are particularly good. If you want to really, really help, you can clip bits and stick it in the Discord, and then I can stuck them up. If they're less than 60 seconds, I can chuck them up as shorts, because I think that would be good. Because the number of shorts that I click on and the number of bits, I tried some of the short stuff earlier on, the number of clicks that I took and the number of stuff, there's gold in these live streams. This is probably the greatest Warhammer live stream with the greatest Warhammer community out there. There's gold in these streams that we can put up there on the internet. That's what I'm thinking. So I've got some topics to monologue about this evening that I really want to talk about. And Chewy asked one earlier on about the secret level Amazon thing. I want to talk about that. There's a few other things I want to talk about. And then also, if you're in the Discord, give me some ideas, like topics that I could lock in on as well. Would be nice. Thank you. It's a yes. So in the yes, we'll get that. It's a rough thing, but I'm sure through 2025 we'll work it out. So basically what you guys in the live streams get to see is the raw end of the process of me trying to make some videos out of the live stream process, and also the glorious interaction that we have. Quick question. If you could retcon Varys' death, would you? No. However, would need to have a Primarch die at the Sprotside Massacre. Who would you choose? I wouldn't retcon his death. There's the sacrifice at the beginning and the sacrifice at the end. Varys at the beginning, Sanguinius at the end. It's a circle, it's a loop. There's Samus. Samus is here. The end and the death at the beginning and at the end. It needs to close the loop. It's symbols, matter, sigils, matter. Patterns matter in the world of 40k. That's part of the magic. That's part of the psychic resonance. That's part of chaos. In the smorgasbord of chaos, there are patterns that emerge. In the real space and warp space, there's patterns that emerge, and patterns, signals, sigils. It matters. The closing of the loop matters. You need the sacrifice at the beginning. You need the sacrifice at the end. Could it have been another Primarch? Would it have been another? Varys was a good choice to make. Varys, interestingly enough, was one of the Primarchs that most of the other Primarchs liked a lot. Like, there's some Primarchs out there that a lot of the other Primarchs didn't like very much. Like, everyone liked Sanguinius. Most people liked Horus. Pretty much everyone thought Guilliman and Kurz was a dick. There's a couple of people who like Guilliman. Varys was actually a universally liked Primarch as well. And so we have a really liked and respected Primarch die at the beginning and a really liked and respected Primarch die at the end. And it's it would be nicer if he had more screen time. You thought Logan's death one was a good one. Spoiler. I mean, we didn't need any more reason to hate Erebus, but I kind of get what he was going for. It's the end and the death. It's the thing that gave birth to Samus. Samus is here. So, and here's another thing. The named guys like Amit and Zephon and Sigismund and Lucius and Khan that we knew already, the names that we knew already, they survive because we know them. The new names, the ones that we didn't know, spoiler alert, if you start reading the Horus Heresy and you come across really nice characters that you really, really like and that you've never heard their names of before, chances are they don't get out of there alive, because that's why we never heard of their names before. So there's some really, really cool ones that don't get there. But yeah, that was a hard one to bear. I mean, that was a hard one to bear. Here's Samus. It's the only name you'll hear. Yeah, so, right, we're going to do some monologuing, okay? So we're going to try the first thing of this thing, and then we'll throw it over to the audience for some questions. How far into this are we? I need to do a timestamp. We're about 50 minutes in. And one of the things I wanted to talk about this evening is Titus. One of the things I wanted to talk about is Titus. Titus and the secret level Amazon Prime TV show, episode 5, No Fear. Absolutely awesome. Knocked it out of the park. I love it. I love what they did with Titus. I like what they did with the animation. I was getting some serious Astartes vibes, like when they put the shield down, it pushed them back. The absolute destruction that Space Marines could bring, like the backhand with the axe, and that's a blunt end of an axe, which had enough speed and power to go through the chest of a guy behind, the gripping the head and crushing some guy, the pulverizing one guy into the dust. There's one where a cultist comes jumping out of the mist and he gets kicked and goes flying back into the mist. He just comes and gone, and he's gone. So that whole action sequence was epic. And then they go charging through the car, smash the car, that's Titus, drops the grenade in G, boom. And then they drag that thing all the way down underground to where they face the demon. A couple of really good things about the demon. One, genuinely scary and grimdark. Love it. With the eye that flapped up. And it's not something that you'd want to show your 3-year-old, is it? That Tzeentch demon at the end of the secret level. It was something like, ooh, this is a bit... So that was good. Properly spooky and visceral and different. I liked it. And what the demon did to... Oh, the other thing I quite liked as well is they dragged that thing all the way down. You think, oh, that's going to be a melter bomb or a nuke or something like that, because the mission is absolute, death sentence to all of them. And it turned out to be a Psyker. And the Psyker comes flying out of the box to do his kind shield and dies within a second. He was immortal in the realm of gods. Didn't last very long. Dead. Gone. Love that bit. And then the demon proceeds to kill each of the Space Marines. Now that was Smite. Smite isn't just living lightning. Smite isn't just Edbanger. Smite can be something subtle too. Something a demon does to kill the thing, to kill the other thing, to kill the other thing. Showing them each of their fears. And they all die. And the sergeant sees Titus as a chaos form that kills him. He was scared of Titus turning to chaos. And then Titus, he was like, nah, just kills the demon. Flat out kills the demon. I guess we die today, brother. Not today, brother. Not today, old man. And walks off. I'm loving what they're doing with Titus. From Space Marine 1, he touched the chaosy thing and he was fine. Titus from Space Marine Turn 2 got a thumbs up from Manius Calgar. And Titus from the No Fear secret level thing, he's just built different. The Tzeentch demon was able to corrupt each of them, was able to smite, was able to brain destroy each of them in turn, but not Titus. Titus is him. And I love that about this. Because every now and then a Space Marine comes along who's a little bit different from the Space Marines around them. Every now and then there's an absolute G who stands out, like Brother Captain Nathaniel Garrow. Just is a man amongst boys. Garviel Loken. These characters, Sigismund, every now and then these people come along, and every time you see them on the page or listen to them on audio, you're just locked in. This guy is him. And I love the idea that they're turning Titus into him, because in the modern 40k setting, we've had our Garrows, we've had our Lokens, we've had our Sigismund, but we haven't had a character locked into 40k yet for this generation. Yes, there's Dante. Yes, there's Calgar. Yes, there's other mainstream 40k characters that they've had, but these mainstream 40k characters have been around for a decade or longer, or 2 decades. Titus is the 2020s character that they're building up and building up and building up. And if he's going to be another one of these outstanding singular Space Marine captains that he's just built different, is awesome, and I'm here for it. And I hope Henry Cavill plays him in some TV show, because he looks a bit Henry Cavill-ish, and just is an absolute boss and just goes through everyone. Secret Level was amazing. Titus is amazing. I can't wait to see his story unfold over time. Over to the chat. Got a dip for the spoilers. Will you be going ahead? Where are we? Are the other episodes worth watch? I haven't seen any of them. Haven't seen any of them. Titus deserved a better model. Okay, have to get back to buy. Every line that we see, Titus is that guy. Titus is that guy. I'm here for it. I think there should be more. I mean, we need a couple more new characters. The other newest character I can think that peaks, that is a level above, that is new. I was going to say Eisenhorn, but he's been around for 20 years. So it's not Eisenhorn. Can't think of another new guy that hits that level of someone who's just an absolute badass. Pac-Man was the best one, surprisingly. So I've got to go and watch the Pac-Man secret level thing. Seriously? Pac-Man secret level. D&D one was okay. That D&D movie with Chris Pratt in that came out this year or last year, that was surprisingly good as well. 7 out of 10, would recommend. Penguin, though, on HBO or Now TV. If you're in the UK, you can get it on Now TV subscription. It's just, the Penguin TV show is one of the best TV shows I've seen in a decade. It's just amazing. Very good, the Pac-Man one. Okay. I've got to check the Pac-Man one out. Yeah, I've seen some of the images of it. You know, when you're saying it's not what you expect with the ghosts. And I've heard that, that it's not what you expect, but it is good. Yeah. Anyway, chat. What do we think of that monologue? Was that a good monologue? Could that make an individual video? You know, things like that. I was kind of doing it anyway on the live streams before. But does that work? I'm thinking about cutting that out. I've written it down. I'm anticipating that Titus will eventually fall to chaos. See, that's what I'm thinking. They keep hinting at it, and it would be a proper grimdark. See, it would be proper grimdark if Titus does, like they hinted at it in Space Marine 1, and you got Leonidas. Fuck that guy. You've got him. And then you've got it in Space Marine 2. Everyone's distrusting. And then in Secret Level, he grows the horns. But I think that was the fear of the Sergeant, not Titus, that manifested that. But are they setting up the idea that Titus eventually falls to chaos? And it would be proper grimdark. The thing is, we've so rarely had a character that no matter what just keeps going, like the Master Chief, like Garrow, like Loken, like Sigismund, like there are these kind of Space Marines that don't fall. They come along so rarely because the writers love the grimdark stuff and love pushing them off the shelf and making them fall and bringing them to a sad demise. It would be great if that didn't happen in this case. If we just had one for this generation, one for this generation. I think in order to please the audience, Leonidas will turn to chaos eventually. I hope so. They've showed us 3 times that he's somehow immune to chaos. Yeah, the armor of contempt, right? Gaunt and his ghosts, the Dirty Dozen, went to... Geron. Went to the chaos world of Geron. And Geron endures. And the Departmo one of the departments said that the longest they'd be able to last on the planet without the stain of chaos, the radiation of chaos getting inside of them and them being non-viable was 28 days. And then permanent was like a couple of months or something. And then no matter what, chaos, done, screwed. And they stayed on Garen for 18 months until they eventually were able to get off. And they were interrogated by the Inquisition. And it came up later in another book. The Inquisition weren't really done with them. The Space Marines asked them about them as well in Salvation's Reach. And Gaunt quoted The Spheres of Longing by Ravener to say that there's loads of reasons why we perhaps were not corrupted. It could have been this reason, it could have been this reason, it could have been this reason, but I like Ravener's reasoning in the Spheres of Longing, which is chaos cannot corrupt you if you show them the armor of contempt. Just utter contempt. and they weren't corrupted, any of them, except for that one person that they picked up from Garon. And that's where we get in the rules the armor of contempt. That rule, that phrase comes out of that Gaunt's Ghost book. So the point is, there are in the lore, there is an established canon where certain characters, and in this case, actually, even humans, even Larkin and Rawn, and the guys that went with Gaunt's Ghosts down onto Garon, none of them ended up getting corrupted. So even humans can withstand chaos if you just hold it in utter contempt. You know? Okay, I'm on book number 212 and just started the Indomitators reading list. Just going to say Ultramarines are boring, but Necrons are hilarious. Check out No Fear in the Horus Heresy book series. No Fear is so good, you'll want to read or listen to it twice. And by the end of No Fear, you'll probably want to collect Ultramarines. It's really good. Exactly. What was I about? Yeah, exactly. No Fear made me respect Ultramarines. Yeah. When I went to Poland and back on the plane, that's the thing I was listening to on the Audible. I just started listening to it again. It's just so good. So good. Yeah. So that was rant number 1. I've got 2 more topics. And we didn't, you seem to be okay with that one, chat. So thanks for coming along on this journey. This new way, this new feel. We seem to be okay. We seem to be locked in. No Fear is excellent, and it has the best Legion, the Word Bearers. God damn you. Legion Word Bearers. No. Ugh. I'm starting an Ultra Army next year, planning for 5k points. Yeah, you need about 5k points, Non-Queen Alexis. 5k for Horus Heresy, if you're doing Horus Heresy. I'm assuming that's Horus Heresy, because we're talking about Horus Heresy, is about the right amount, because then you can pick a certain rite of war and playing with them, and another sort of rite of war, say Pride of Legion, and playing that way. And then it gives you 2 completely different looks, and a third look which is mixed together. My Emperor's Children, Death Guard, World Eaters, Raven Guard, they're all around 5k points. That's a good amount of points to build, to start work for a collection. A very good amount of points for a collection. Aurelian's a pretty good short story as well. Mark of Calth and Unremembered Empire. Mark of Calth is the short stories. And there's a couple of short stories in Mark of Calth which aren't great. But the Uriel Ventress one, not the Remus Ventanus one at the start, where he becomes the true savior of Calth, is really good. With the Land Speeder and the Rift is really good. My Solar Auxilia is almost 10k. Nice. That's a lot of Solar Auxilia. I think you've got enough now. And there's some more plastic coming out. But Solar Auxilia is playing Heresy in hard mode. But have got so much character and life. And the models are just so good. How many models is 10k of Solar Auxilia? About 1 billion. First Heretic and Mechanicum books are also great. First Hereticum, so favourite books of the Heresy while we're talking about it then. First Heretic is up there. It was a hard one the first time round because of all the religious stuff. Because I didn't understand why a Primarch would be so stupid in defying the Emperor, and I didn't understand why the Ultramarines would be so stupid in their pacification of Monarchia. When I did First Lord of the Imperium by Malcador, it kind of started slotting into place. So first, the religious... I didn't understand Lorgar fully, properly, and the Iconoclast Legions and what he was bred for. Back then, when First Heretic first came out, it was hard. But now I understand, now I get it. So First Heretic is up there, Mechanicum is up there, Betrayer, No Fear, the first four go without saying, not including the first four, because obviously everyone loves them. They're amazing. But Betrayer, No Fear, Mechanicum, Outcast Dead, First Heretic, Best Heresy books. Betrayer's probably ADB's book, and not including the Siege of Terror books either. Is that it for the best Heresy books? I mean, I really like Thousand Suns. I really like Mechanicum. I really like Praetorian of Dawn. I really like Buried Dagger. I really like The Master of Mankind. But the other ones, I mean, Betrayer, I've listened or read it many times. And No Fear many times. They're just a level above, I think. Yes, Our Common Ancestry. Any stories of the Space Marines' first encounters with Chaos? Whisperheads and Horus Rising and Eisenstein for... yeah. I mean, it continues to happen in all the way through the Heresy up to about book 30. Betrayer's outstanding, yeah. Will we see more of Anya Sedaris? Sultan left us on quite a cliffhanger. Jackus Woods, good question. Yes. Me and Sultan both want to do some more Anya Sedaris. It's not booked in yet. But, I mean, that sequence basically has Anya Sedaris saving Valor Prime from a demon prince. That's pretty good as first missions go. It's pretty good as first missions go. It's like from the beginning, follow the cues all the way to the end. In the end. And we were both ready to have her dead, if that's what the dice roll said. We were both ready for it to end. Like, I think second mission was very brutal for her and her team. You know, he was happy to lean into it and go where the story went. But we've got some ideas for the second one. So it will be coming at some point. Just keep poking me. Yeah. Mr. Balls was a great villain. Where are we? Water. I'm running out of water, and we're nearly an hour and 10. A couple more things I want to talk through. He got them all in the... Yes, he did. How are we doing, chat? Are we still here? Is everyone here? One's in the chat if you're still here. Are we still here? We're still here? I'm still here. I'm still here. Are we still here? Because a couple more things I need to talk through. We've got some ones. We're still here. What is everyone drinking this evening? You just got here, Owen. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming. 0.7. Sullivan Gilbert is barely here. What is everyone drinking? Is everyone hydrating? Keep your fluids up. Is everyone ready for Christmas? Is the Christmas tree up? Is there presents underneath it? Whiskey, beer. Nice. What kind of beer? Water. Bailey's Heresy Squat. I have to reappraise my opinion of you, Heresy Squat. A nice quaff on the Baileys. Damn, I need some Baileys over Christmas. I mean, Christmas time is the time to crack out the Baileys. Sullivan Gilbert's got coffee. Nice. And he's still only 0.7 here. A local malt beer from Berlin called something in German. Okay. That's a long way to fly from Japan to pick up some beer. Brown ale. So we've got some beer. We've got some Baileys. We've got some whiskies in the chat. Sullivan Gilbert's on the coffee. I'm not surprised Sullivan Gilbert's on the coffee, really, because he is rather old. And the energy will be falling off by this time. If he doesn't drink the coffee by 8 o'clock in the evening, he'll be asleep on the sofa and the children will be shoving things up his nose before he knows it. Spanish wine. Ooh. Oh. Love the latest battle report. Is Squig Game an annual event? It should be. I think we've had 3 games of Squid Game on the channel. We have played it at March of Winters. There is another March of Winters coming. It's a community event that I am running at Element Games in Manchester on June the 14th, one-day event at June the 14th at Element Games in Manchester. Tickets are still available for March of Winters. Go to the March of War website and click on the event page, and I think there's like 3 or 4 tickets left. And you can get your tickets. You can meet me, meet the community. 3 1,200 point games. And it was for that event and in that event where Squid Game was born. With herded cats, with... we've herded cats, and we did another thing with cats last year. This year there's going to be a thing with tentacles. And another thing. But yeah, nice, fun, friendly games. And it's a one-day event, so you can pop by, do the thing, go again. And on Friday night, I'll be up there on the Friday night, drinking, probably playing a game on the Friday night, chatting to people, because 30, 40, 50 people turn up on the Friday night, and the tables are available on the Friday as well. So if you want to come along to March of Winters at Element Games in Manchester, June the 14th, then there's only a couple of tickets remaining. I need to see more videos of you playing against one or more people. That happens quite a few times. Water, Oliver Samstag. Water, putting together striking scorpions need a clear head and a steady hand. March of Winters in summer. Yeah, because I'm Winters and I do it with marchofwar.co.uk. Basically, I'm mainly there for morale purposes and dreaming up the missions, and then he does all the hard work of all the organising and all the scoring and all the other stuff and all the booking the venues and all the he does all the hard work. I come up with the missions and go around and chat with people. So yeah, Secret Level has been renewed for season 2. Poggers. Love the Horus Heresy content, working through the back catalogue. Poggers, thank you. I'm enjoying playing Heresy and 40k right now. That's the second thing I wanted to talk about, actually. Lock in, people. Lock in. Lean forward. Noses on the keypads one more time. The second thing I wanted to talk about... We're going to monologue. Are you ready? Over the Christmas period, Games Workshop released a bunch of new detachments on their Christmas calendar thing. One for every single faction, I think, or almost. Basically, loads of new detachments for all the factions that you can find on the Warhammer community website. And at the start, I was like, is that good? That's a lot of new detachments. Is this good? Is this good for the meta? Is it good? Are they going to do it again next year? And I've come to the conclusion that not only is it good, but it's probably one of the best things that they've done for 40k in a very long time. And I'll tell you why. Now, of course, when they release a bunch of new attachments, all the tournament players out there are scrabbling around like, how good is it? How broken is it? And it turns out that almost all of these attachments are okay or good, but none of them are turbo broken. Some of them have some things in it which one or two players might want to try and exploit at a tournament, but overall, when you look at the detachments, there's nothing out there completely broken. Instead, Games Workshop are asking the question with these detachments. I think they're asking narrative questions, and I think they're asking, do you want to play with lots of Tyranid warriors? Do you want to play with lots of Scions coming in Valkyries, deep striking in across the battle grid? Do you want to have orcs giving out orders like the Imperial Guard? Do you want to run around with a bunch of Space Marine librarians? They're asking you questions. Do you want to play with this collection? Do you want to play with that collection? Do you want to play 40k this way? Do you want to play 40k that way? And I'm up for more ways of playing Warhammer 40k. I'm up for as many ways of playing Warhammer 40k as possible. And the reason why I think it's a really good thing is because quite a few people have messaged me to say, hey, can I play this game? Can I play this game? Or what do you think about this? Or what do you the chat has suddenly gone up from the community, from people that I talk to who are very, very interested in playing 40k because there's a new detachment and a new way of playing. So it's one of the best things they've done for a while. Unfortunately, it's hamstrung a little bit by the Pariah Nexus mission deck. I mean, do you want to play a bunch of Scions dropping in and floating around all over the place, or orcs giving out orders? Yes, I do. That sounds amazing. Do you want to play with a Star Shatter Arsenal where you're mounted Necrons and your vehicle Necrons suddenly hit better and wound better? Yes, I do. Do you want to play at a Pariah Nexus where you've got to get containment points and sabotage points and behind enemy? No. When I'm flying in with my scions and deep striking them all across the battle grid, when I'm turning up with my librarian detachment, I just want to play a game where I'm trying to get to your deployment zone and you're trying to get to my deployment zone, where I'm trying to get a couple of objectives and you're trying to get a couple of objectives, where we're fighting over one objective in the middle. The thing that they're missing with these new narrative detachments is casual ways of playing the new narrative detachments. They're not designed and tuned for tournament smashing plays. They're designed to ask the players narrative questions, to ask the players if they want to play certain ways, to ask, what about this? Would this be cool? Would it be cool if you ran a bunch of tanks? Would it be cool if you did a thing? What do you think about the... They're asking questions. And playing that with primaries, secondaries thing. Imagine if there was just the 6 core missions in the core rulebook, like they've always had since the dawn of time, and like they still have in Horus Heresy and in Old World and in other gaming systems. In 9 editions of 40k, there's been, here's some ways of playing in the main rulebook. In this edition, we've got 1. But imagine if they still had those 6 core missions in the main rulebook, and these new detachments coming out, how many more people would be playing 40k right now because they'd be interested in... I've got a friend of mine who's been playing Horus Heresy for the last 2 years, who's never played any of 10th edition Warhammer 40k Battle Report, Warhammer 40k, and he saw the new Jackal World Eaters Jackals detachment and said, I want to buy a bunch new Jackals for 40k and play that detachment. I was like, great, let's do it. But I don't want to play Pariah Nexus. I just want to do a normal... It's a perfect example. So yeah, it's one of the best things they've done for a long time, offering more players, more ways to play. I just wish there was also... It's clearly aimed at more casual players. And I hope in the future that casual players will get more ways to play as well, like a Maelstrom mission deck, or in 11th edition even have 6 core missions locked in there so casual players can play around with these 6 core mission types. Yes. So really good, but they're missing the... What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Am I missing... What do we think? Do we think? I think. Make the machine! I was on a monologue there, sorry. Gifted 5 memberships, Mick the Machine, you absolute legend. GG's in the chat to Mick the Machine, please. I'm running out of water. Nearly had a whole pint of water. Mick the Machine, thank you. You're a bit late, mate. So you'd have... But thank you. That was cool. I didn't win the thought, but I actually made somebody... Yeah, but yeah. I use house rules. Yeah, I mean... 100%, yeah, I'm in the same boat as your mate, not played 40k in 3 years, and I'm more heresy. Haven't played GW Mission in 10th yet. Only play house rules at home. Yeah, that's what I think. I think, look, you guys can bring in as many house rules as you want all the time. Heck, I bring in house rules all the time with my different... I mean, Squid Game is one... It's 40k, but with house rules. Fighting over D3 points for D3 objectives is house rules. I do it all the time. I just think that if Games Workshop did it officially as well, some of the time, not all the time, it kind of gives permission for more people. Do you know what I'm saying? It kind of gives permission for more people in the community to do it more of the time. But yeah, house rule the crap out of whatever you want to house rule the crap out of. 40k, it's your 40k. Play it how you want to. They're your miniatures. Paint them how you want to. It's your collection. Collect what you want to. If you have to go along to an official event, then obviously you have to follow the rules for whatever official event it is, in whatever system it is. But it's your hobby. It's your money. It's your time. It's your collection. You can do with it whatever you want. I'm down with house rules. My little group of 40 players, we all agreed to hybrid rules, threw out a lot of odd ones, or kept them, and we have a rip-roaring time. So you've got a group of 40-plus people with house rules. Awesome. It's easier to house rule heresy than 40k for some weird reason, but I hear you. Yeah, we thought about house ruling a heresy rule once, and we decided not to. No, we did house rule one. which is the Sakaran tank commander armored spearhead, should only be a regular Sakaran and any kind of predator. And we said clearly, I mean, in Heresy 3.0, there'll be a Sakaran, right? Sure. I mean, a Sakaran's a Sakaran, just somewhere. Anyway, in our house rule, you can use any Sakaran in that one. But that's it. Evening, Heretic Dave. I love watching Winters play to Ben. Nice. Ben, I haven't played since first edition, just like watching you and your lot play online. Nice, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I watch, one of my guilty pleasures is Call of Duty Warzone. I haven't played Call of Duty Warzone in years, not since lockdown really, but there's a couple of people that I enjoy watching play. It's just when I've got like an hour here or an hour there in the evening, I'll watch people play video games, and Call of Duty Warzone is my go-to at the moment and has been for my last 6 months or so. I also like Jack Frags and Will from Work. So that's my guilty pleasures, watching other people play games. So I'm down with that. Vicariousness. Yes, I get it. What are we chatting about? I'm still digesting the return of the Deathwatch Index. I just mentioned the new indexes and things, and I think they're poggers. They're good. They're one of the best things Games Workshop has done for a while, including the return of the Deathwatch, including the new detachments. They're really, really good. Really good. I like the fact that they're not ultra competitive. I like the fact that they're asking more narrative questions, Is Wrath of Constantine in the chat? Wrath of Constantine, if you're in the back there, please put your hand up, because you did ask me a question last time. And then you messaged me in the Discord, and the question was, if you started a Night Lord's army, what for Heresy, how would you go about starting a Night Lord's army? And then you messaged me to give me a poke about it. And then I went away and had a good think about how to start a Night Lord's army for Horus Heresy. Because I did a rant on how to start an Iron Warriors army for Horus Heresy on the last STC podcast. And I got a few messages about that saying, hey, that was really handy. The way you thought about it and the way you focused, that really helped me do my thing. And then Wrath of Constantine said to me, yeah, that was really helpful. Can you do it for Night Lords? And I said yes. And I went away and thought about it. And I've actually written some stuff down. Where did I put the paper? It's over. Don't worry about that. That's fine. It's over here. But it's an hour and 20 minutes in. Terror Squads. No, not Terror Squads. I've played since 1993. Nice. Married in 1998. Wife is famously support. Nice. Sullivan Gilbert, mate. I'd love to. Yeah. Night Lords. Yeah. When is the pile of shame too shameful? It's a pile of opportunity. Wish they'd have more squats. So the thing is, an hour and 20 minutes in, and I've run out of water, look. I've run out of water. And you've got to keep hydrated. Do I go on a 10-15 minute rant about how I would go about start collecting Night Lords for Horus Heresy? Because I feel like I'm going to lose about 90% of the chat if I go into that specific dive. Or am I making Wrath of Constantine a really long email or a video snippet and sending him to that on the Discord instead? Because I mean, there's no point in me ranting for another 10-15 minutes about Night Lords on 2 pages when most of you aren't really interested in how to build a Night Lords army for Horus. Yes. Rant away, rant. No, I need this. Okay. Is the Necron Hypercrypt Legion box worth the investment? I don't know. Shameful, I have no pile of shame. Go for it. Your rants are worth listening to. Yes. Okay, so this is a yes then. Get distracted for 15 minutes and then rant. Just rant. Okay, there seems to be... I've been painting and posting my Night Lords in your Discord, Blake Anderson. Yes, I have seen your Night Lords in my Discord and they are fire. I really like them. Well done. Keep posting in the Heresy Discord. It's just, I love you. You do good work. Hello from Wrocław, Poland. I was there, dude. Raffle. Dude, I got back on Friday. Wrocław. Lovely. I mentioned it earlier in the video. Had the big cheese thing and a schnitzel and the booty at the Christmas market with the thing. It was lovely. You got a Warhammer store there now, as well as the other two little. Yeah, it's a great city. Great city. The Divine and the Infinite almost made me add more Necrons. The Infinite and Divine. Your yants are usually brilliant. Okay, so I will rant, chat. Let's do a thing about how to collect Night Lords for Horus Heresy then, but I'm going to need some more water, okay? So can you talk about yourselves? Adios. CC, look, Sullivan Gilbert's left. He's gone. And as far as Sullivan Gilbert, you are my sun, my moon, my starlit sky. Without you, I dwell in darkness. Where have you gone? Name that movie, anyone. That's a deep reference. I'm going to get some water, Voda Mineralna, to chat amongst yourselves. I'll BRB. Okay? Got to stay hydrated. One minute. I'm not back. Keep chatting. Okay, we're back. What were we chatting about? You can spend next year talking about the best legion to ever exist. What's that? Nice, the door's got that. Quick, someone move his stuff. No one move my stuff around. Willow, you caught Mick the Machine. You got the reference, bro. Deep. Yeah, I'm gonna put one of those tabs. Look, fizzy. It's electrolytes for the salts. Helps you absorb the water better. Right. Okay. So we're gonna do Stuart Fields, all the way from the land down under. Has been a member for 13 months. Morning, is it just starting? Yes, Stuart. We just started just now. It's not bleach. It's electrolytes. If you drink lots and lots and lots of water, it'll actually flush lots of the salts, the essential salts out of your body and give you a headache. And actually make you feel tired. You'll be very hydrated but quite tired and headachy. So what you do is you put a tab of electrolytes in there, or just add more salt to your food, and then that will help retain and breach the brain blood barrier and the thing, and give you more energy and less headaches. Particularly if you spend most of your life inside making videos and making battle reports and things and don't get much fresh air and don't touch grass very often. Right. It's not crappy, cloudy British water, Stuart Fields. This is a pink electrolyte thing in a proper, beaker, plastic beaker, because I'm not allowed glass cups because I keep breaking them. So she got me plastic mugs. Ben! Thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Can we have GGs in the chat all round? GGs, Ben. For 5 more memberships, you absolute poggers champion, you WWG. Thank you for helping support the greatest Warhammer 40k and Horus Heresy producer in the entire world. And helping some more people join the Winters SEO community, the best Warhammer community on the interwebs. I think we can all agree the 13th Fleet. And if you have got yourself a tier 2 membership gifted from Ben, come and join us in the Discord. Say hi to everyone. Post pictures of your latest projects. I'd love to see them. And for £1 more, you can get a tier 3 channel membership and get yourself an extra Winter's Battle Report every single Winter's Wednesday. The rant is going well. I haven't started the rant yet. Right, yes. So, you want to hear how I would go about collecting a Night Lord's army? I went away and had a good think about this, okay? And I came up with some thoughts. So, if I was going to... Where are we? How many minutes in? 1:30. This could be a video as well, you see. See this? We're doing this together. There's a Discord. Yeah, there's a Discord. There's a Discord. If you go onto community memberships now, because you're a member, click on the thing, go down, you'll find the Winters SEO Discord. The invite thing will be there. Link your Discord to the YouTube, and boom, you'll get him a Discord. Yeah, there's a Discord. It's very active, very nice people. Some of the people in the chat are in there as well. Some of them are a bit dodgy, like Badger King. Because he really loves badgers. You know what I mean? It's unhealthy. But apart from that, generally quite nice people in there. You're joking. You know there was a Discord. You got me. Okay, so where are we? Yes. So, how to collect Night Lords, how to start your Horus Heresy journey. When starting your Horus Heresy journey and looking at Legion, you need to look at a couple of things. You need to look at your Legion trait, which is what do they do? What do they excel at? And it's okay to lean into that in Horus Heresy, what they do, what they excel at, is because that's what they do, that's what they excel at. And most Legions have bonuses in the shooting phase or in the fight phase. A couple of bonuses in the movement phase, such as White Scars and Death Guard. And the Thousand Suns have a psychic thing going on, but most of them have bonuses in the shooting or the fight phase. The other thing you need to look at as well is their rights of war and any particular warlord traits. And that will lean you in the direction of which way the rules say you should build the Night Lords in this case, because what they do in Horus Heresy is they look at the source material and say, how can we bring that source material to life? How can we make that happen on the tabletop? And if the rules don't exist in Horus Heresy, then they'll invent a rule and stick it in there. So you've got, for example, all the main Universal Special Rules in the main rule book, but in the Space Marine rule book, there's even more Universal Special Rules specifically for Space Marines. In the Mechanicum one, there's one specifically for Mechanicum. Then Solar Auxilia, there's some. So we'll invent Battlesmith, or we'll invent this rule, or invent whatever breaching that we need in order to bring that side of the story to life. Heresy Squat, thank you so much for your donation. What's my favorite action movie? I will answer that question. Let's get to that now. My favorite action movie, actually, before we go back into the rant. Favorite action movie. The Matrix 1 springs to mind. That's absolutely amazing. Aliens springs to mind. Absolutely amazing. Independence Day, amazing. Dune 2 was really, really good. That's a great action movie. My favorite action movie of all time, the one that I've watched the most, is probably The Matrix. Back to Legion stuff. So you look at the three things and what do they do? So in the case of the Night Lords, their special rule is if you attack a unit and that unit is smaller than your unit which is attacking it, you get +1 to wound. So that's quite strong. That suggests that you might want bigger units. The other thing that they can do is they can make it automatically nighttime in turns 1 and 2, and it's a 50-50 chance in turn 3. And they can be immune to nighttime with Prey Sight. That's pretty big as well. And then the third thing they can do is they have fear. There's lots of fear going around, which can cause pinning tests, which can cause break tests, which can cause fallback tests. Now, when I was looking at building Night Lords as a legion, the strongest thing that they've got, the thing that they can do, which is unlike anything anyone else can do, is nighttime in turns 1 and 2. No one else can do that. That means for a third of the game, it's nighttime. And on a 50-50 chance of it going to turn 3, that can be more than half of the game, it can be nighttime, or half of the game in the 6-round games, it could be nighttime. No one else can do that. And they can ignore night fighting for 15 points a unit with Prey Sight. It's only 15 points per unit, not per model, with Prey Sight. And he can put it on tanks and ignore night fighting. That's hella strong. When it's night time for your opponent will suffer -1 leadership and -1 shooting you back again. When you're immune to nighttime shooting back at them, and you also can't shoot before 24 inches. When the Night Lords are immune to that, they're not -1 to shoot, they're not -1 leadership, and they can shoot over 24 inches so long as they have Prey Sight. But the other thing Prey Sight does is if you have night vision, you can't shroud night vision shots. And shrouding is a very big mechanic in Horus Heresy. When you get shot at, you get a reaction in the shooting phase, which you can put on a unit here or there, and sometimes you can put it on 2 units here or there, and that reaction allows you either to return fire or to shroud, which is a 5-up save. And you can put it on tanks, you can put it on anything that's not fearless. Dreadnoughts are fearless, Primarchs are fearless, but you can put it on tanks, you can put it on infantry, you can put it on your elites. If you don't want to return fire, you want to shroud. And indeed, shooty armies like Iron Hands, Iron Warriors, Ultramarines, they want to be shrouding quite a lot or returning fire quite a lot. The ability to ignore night fighting and the ability to turn off shroud for your entire opponent's army is really, really, really strong. Really strong and very Night Lords here. You can't hide in the dark because we can say through the dark. So the first list that I focused on for Night Lords was focused on their shooty ability. And if you focus, hi Sam Nash, and if you focus on that shooty ability thing, then that is one side of the Night Lord's equation. Hitting at night, shooting you, hurting you at range when you're shooting back worse and when you can't even hit me. The other side of the Night Lord's equation is actually getting in there and sowing murder. It's like a part 1 and part 2 when the sun comes up. And when you're getting in there and sowing murder after the sun comes up, then the fear thing kicks in. And then outnumbering you kicks in when you're hurting someone. For that +1 to wound goodness. It can kick in when you shoot as well, but it's more likely to kick in after you've whittled away some of the units, then you go and jump on them. So when looking at Night Lords and building Night Lord lists, I looked at those two sides of things and I came up with not the best Night Lords list, I came up with 2 best Night Lords list. A really shooty one and a really punchy one. So the shooty one takes advantage of a talent for murder. So actually, let's rewind that. A talent for murder is their +1 to wound if they're outnumbered, if they're attacking units outnumbered or pinned or falling back. But it's not just +1 to wound. It's also +1 to your armor penetration roll as well. And a tank counts as 10 models. If you're bringing their Terror Assault Rite of War, where it's automatically nighttime, one of the restrictions in that Rite of War is you can only bring 1 heavy. Because what Rite of Wars do is they give you bonuses some ways, but restrictions the other ways. You can only bring 1 heavy. So what I'm doing with my one and only heavy in the Terror Assault Rite of War is I'm bringing 3 Predators with all the las cannons. It's like 480 points and giving it Prey Sight. So each Predator has las cannons, las cannons, las cannons. And so those las cannons are firing beyond 24-inch range. They're not minuses to hit because it's nighttime and you can't shroud against it. And you might not even be able to see them to shoot back at them. That is my 1 heavy slot. That's the most guns I can bring. And those las cannons have +1 to wound against vehicles, armor penetration rolls. They essentially, instead of strength 9 las cannons, count strength 10 las cannons because 3 Predators count as 30 models A vehicle counts as 10 models for the outnumbering purposes. So they're always going to be outnumbering whatever they shoot at until one or two of the predators are dead. So triple las cannon predators. Then I want more las cannons because it's nighttime and you can't shoot back. So I'm bringing a Land Raider with all the las cannons, a multi-melter on top, and a HK missile because I had points left over in this list. More las cannons. And I'm going to put, and you're going to say, well, that's a heavy slot. You can't bring a Land Raider in a heavy slot. No, that Land Raider is going to become a dedicated transport to the command squad. We'll get to that. So, and then we've gone from 12 las cannons to 17 las cannons. And then I'm adding 2 dreadnoughts because you need dreadnoughts, 2 contempted dreadnoughts with las cannons in one fist and a melter power fist in the other hand. So we're up to 21 las cannons, 3 predators, 2 dreadnoughts, and a Land Raider. All the las cannons all the time, and that's about 1,500 points. And they're going to be staying back and blowing the crap out of the enemy, and all of them have prey sight, so you can't shroud any of these shots. Then we need troops. So I'm going to have 2 units of 5 snipers with prey sight. Very expensive, but right in the corner of the battle grid. 1 unit of scouts, 5 scouts, which will infiltrate further up and push the enemy back. And then 3 units of assault marines with triple axes in each. You can bring an axe on the sergeant and an axe, and you can bring 2 power weapons for every 5 models. And it's 165 points. I'm not putting prey sight on the scouts who are infiltrating in the recon squad, Legion recon squad with just bolters. They're 180. They're 85 points. I'm not putting anything on them. And on the 3 units of assault marines, 3 power axes in each of them. That's your 6 troop slots there. And what you've got there is the Fear 1. So every character in a terror squad also has Fear 1. Any enemy models within 12 inches of a character will suffer -1 to their leadership. At night time, that's -2 to their leadership. You snipe out their sergeant, that's -3 to their leadership. If you have a character within 12 inches and you've got 2 snipers back here that can shoot way beyond 24 inches and some scouts that have infiltrated around here, there, or everywhere, you take out the sergeant and then you're pinning that unit no matter what. And they might even fail morale and run away. Scouts will be good move blocking. They'll be good for pinning that unit earlier on. You're not. I've only got 1 unit of scouts for that, and only 2 small units of snipers though, because you're not relying on that strategy while it's nighttime in turn 1 or 2, because a canny player will put most of their infantry inside of transports. They'll only have a couple of units exposed that can get hit, or even cannier player will leave them off the table and put their big guns on the table that are only getting hit by those las cannons at range. So that's your troop slot. Then in the command squad, we're having a cataphracti guy with a hammer, with a unit of 5 cataphracti guys. 2 of them have hammers. The other 3 have got axes. They're in the Land Raider. Boom. And what you've got there is 3 axes, 3 hammers. One of those hammers is hitting at weapon skill 6. That unit scores, probably staying close to your dreadnoughts, because that's the only real punch you've got against elites. Yes, you've got triple units of assault marines with triple axes in each, but those assault marines aren't going up against terminators. They're not going up against dreadnoughts. They're going up against other tacticals. They're going up against scout. They're going up against the chaff, and they should win against the chaff in close combat. But you've got a lot of gun in this list, so you need to back it up with some punch, and that will be backed up by the command squad and the 2 dreadnoughts. Then we're adding even more gun. This list doesn't have enough anti-infantry, except for the assault squads. It's got a lot of las cannons. So in the anti-infantry squad slot, we're having 6 Volkite Sky Hunter bikes with prey sight. And we're going to have 6 multi-melter bikes with prey sight in the fast attack slot. And that's 3,000 points on the nose. What you've got is 21 las cannons shooting up the field, and the Volkite zipping around, which will have 35 shots zipping up the field, and you're not able to shroud any of these shots. The assault marines can deep strike in. You've got 3 units. You're probably leaving 2 in normal reserve and 1 of them in deep strike reserve. And your multi-melter attack bike team, your Sky Hunters, can also deep strike in, and they have prey sight. And the reason why I put them in the list is because This list is going to struggle a little bit against Cerberuses, against Spartans, against any Lords of War or things like that. But a unit of deep striking bikers will kill that, particularly with Prey Sight, will kill it dead, as I found by running them with Raven Guard. They are squishy, they will get killed back again, but the thing about multi-belter Sky Hunters is you don't really want to shoot them because their return fire is going to be absolutely fruity, and you don't really want to charge them because their return fire is going to be absolutely fruity. But what they can do is they will die, but they will kill something utterly, or if they're not deep striking in, they can get a bit more precious and you can get a bit more finicky with them, zip them around the edges to take on a Spartan or take on a Sakaran or take on some Terminators that are swinging around this flank or so. You can be a bit more specialized with them. And but yeah, they're mean to charge and mean to shoot back again. So you do that. And yeah, the other thing that it does, that's what I want to say, is that's another sergeant, another character with Fear 1 that's pushed up the table, which will increase the chances of pinning or failed leadership or things like that for your snipers in the backfield. So you've got some speed with the bikes, you've got some infiltrating with the scouts and the snipers, the recon squad, sorry. You've also got some speed with the assault marines who are jumping in, and lots of guns. That's a strong terror assault list. Not relying too much on the pinning. The outnumbering as well, that +1 to wound, so the Predators should get that. Those assault marines as well with all the axes, they have bulky 2. Warhawk jump packs gives you bulky 2, so 10 assault marines count as 20 troops. When you go flying in to some tactical squads or things like that, you should get +1 to wound against them. But the main thing is, after pounding your opponent for a couple of turns of shooting, the units that you're choosing to hit in close combat should definitely be lesser in size than the units that are charging them for that +1 to wound goodness. Remember, +1 to wound goodness as well. Anything that rends on a 6 or breaches on a 6 will breach on a 5 and rend on a 5, because if you roll 5s to breach or 5s to rend, then add 1 to that, that's a 6. So Charnabal axes, lightning claws, chain those all things, they all kick in as well. So that's my first list for Night Lords. It's a shooty one. Grimdark, thank you for gifting 1 membership. Thank you. I appreciate you. Gotta go, guys. Good chat. Thank you, Grimdark. Appreciate you. He's gone already. You probably missed my thanks. Thank you, Grimdark, if you're catching this in the VOD squad later. That's one list. Here's my second list. My second punchy Night Lords list is completely different. This one is relying on punching. This one is relying on pinning. I've got Sevatar with a telekinesis librarian with 20 despoilers walking around on foot. And it's Pride of the Legion, so they're probably going to get shot. But in the 20 unit of despoilers, there's 5 axes. There's the one on the Sarge and 4 other axes there. So there's 5 axes. So you're going to have to kill 15 other Marines before you get rid of those 5 power axes. They're with Sevatar, who's leadership 10, stubborn. He might even be fearless, I forget. And the telekinesis librarian, who's got a 36-inch range. I'm pinning you, psychic power. I'm pinning you, psychic power. It's really broken. Leave that to the Thousand Suns and people like that. Don't put one in your army unless you're Night Lords and you're doing it on purpose. And so Sevatar's running around with that. And I've given him 20 despoilers because essentially the 20 despoilers are a Sevatar delivery system. Sevatar is 225 points. He's the second most expensive named character in the game, and there's a reason for it. He is an absolute mad lad and will kill anything he goes up against. Only him and Lucius are the only initiative 6 people I know. He's also weapon skill 7, and in a challenge all of his attacks are murderous strikes, so you can't accept a challenge. So it's just, he's crazy good. That's got a lot of punch. The other thing Sevatar does is he allows you to deep strike Terminators, Tartarus Terminators and Cataphracti Terminators. So I'm deep striking in 20 Terminators as well. You've got Sevatar for the punch. You've got 20 Terminators that you're deep striking in for the punch. You bring in Pride of the Legion, so those 20 Terminators have... so they score. I know they're only weapon skill 4, but they have got intractable, so they're semi-stubborn. And they're there for pressure. It's still got 3 Predators with triple las cannons in it, because that's just too good with prey sight. 2 units of assault marines jumping up the table with 3 axes in each, and then 4 speeders. You have 2 javelin speeders here, 2 javelin speeders there with the las cannons. So your shooting basically is the triple predators with the las cannons and the javelin speeders with the las cannons melters, but your punch is assault marines, is Sevatar, is 20 Terminators deep striking in the backfield. And you're going to do work with that list. That list is going to be fun. It's going to be harder to play, and there are some armies that will not have a counter for it. The Librarius Telekine guy will pin units. And he's also got another rule, which is you can't react to you'll pin them and also turn off reactions completely. Sevatar will just kill. The Terminators will just kill. That's my second list. And that's how I would go about building Night Lord. And what I would do is I would build the shooty list and paint it all. Then I'd build the punchy list and paint it all. And then you've got about 5,000 points worth of stuff. And you can field either type of list or both lists mixed together. And you'll notice I haven't added any Contakar Terminators, any of the Terror Squads, any of the Legion-specific stuff for the Night Lords, because they're not that good. Contakar Terminators are expensive. They have got deep strike, but there's no way to make them score other than stick a Herald with, but you can't because they can't deep strike in. So there's no way to make them score. And their close combat weapons breach on a 6, which is breach on a 5 if they're outnumbered. So they're kind of overcosted shooty Terminators. They're great, but they're not it in the way that Josteran Terminators are it, in the way that Grave Warden Terminators are it, in the way that there's better Terminators out there. And also, the Night Raptors that they have, they're elite deep striking squad with weapon skill 5. There's a lot of elite deep striking squads with weapon skill 5 out there, such as Dark Furies, or non-deep striking ones such as Palatine Blades or Invictus Suzerain, things like that. The weapon skill 5 dudes, elite dudes, nearly all of them have 2-up saves. In the case of Dark Furies, the Choosers of the Slain have 2-up saves, and the rest of them 3-up saves. These guys, the Terror Squads, they only have 3-up saves, but they're the same points cost as the 2-up save guys. And there's no way to make them line as well. So they're not it. Because, they'll come along. They'll do work, particularly if you give them more chain blades, particularly if you give them more lightning claws. They will absolutely do work. But they're a bit overcosted. And 2 wound marines with a 3-up save, those explosions from dreadnoughts, those explosions from vehicles are really going to hurt that unit. So I'm not sure they're the wave. All of the Legion specific squads are like that. The Terror Squads, the Night Raptors, and the Contakars, they're all good, but they're missing something. So after I got my 2 lists together, the 2 3,000 point lists, then I would go and buy Kurs, and then 15 Contakars, 15 Terror Squads, 15 Night Raptors for 1 squad of each, and round out the collection. That would hit it at about 7,000 points, and you wouldn't need to buy any more Night Lords or paint any more Night Lords. That's 2 good ways of playing them, a mixed way of playing them, plus the Primarch, plus all their named units. And I think that's what my project is going to be for 2025. I think I'm going to be collecting Night Lords. Because I'm on Isfan 5 right now. I did the Iron Hands. I did the Raven Guard on Isfan 5. I'm going through the whole of the Heresy. I think it's Night Lords next. But their Legion-specific stuff, isn't the wave. And relying too much on pinning and rotor cannon stuff isn't the wave. This is the way to go about doing it, I think. Anyway, rant over. Anyone still left in the chat? There are some people left in the chat. You decided to stay around for that rant. Did I say thank you to Grimdark? Thank you, Grimdark. Someone also, this is teamwork stuff, tell Wrath of Constantine in the Discord when you... Hi, Timothy. When you're still here. Jackus Woods, Hobbypocalypse. Brap is... I need to talk to Brap about Hobbypocalypse. Yes. Hobbypocalypse. Yes, I don't know. Hobbypocalypse. Hobbypocalypse. I will ask him if he's running it again. But yeah, thank you for still being here, chat. If you see Wrath of Constantine in the Discord at any point, let him know that I answered the question and tell him to come to the 1 hour and 30 minute mark, 90 minutes into the latest live stream, where I'll answer his question in depth. And that's just the service we offer. That's the service we offer when I can be bothered to answer questions. Tomorrow's video. Okay. That would have been a crazy long email, I know. Tomorrow's video was filmed before the recent balanced data slate thing. Now, the last time I filmed a battle report before the latest balanced data slate thing, like a couple of days before, and this was literally filmed a couple of days before, and then they changed everything, I chucked that one in the bin. And you guys went off on me and said, no, we want to see it anyway, and I'd already just deleted it and got rid of it, and I got told off. So I haven't done that this time. This time I'm putting it up because there's only a couple of things in it that are a bit off currently. So Wednesday's battle report is going up, which was filmed a couple of days before the thing. There's a couple of bits, but it's a 4,000 point battle report of Tau versus the 13th, and Sultan brings along the big 800 point Tau Na supremacy suit. I think that's what it's called. They're Titan, basically. A Tau Titan. So one, you told me off last time, and two, it's got a Tau Titan in it. I think you want to see it. I really enjoyed myself. Sultan really enjoyed himself playing it. Guns galore, plus on some new scenery, some new terrain that I've got. It looks absolutely beautiful. That's coming up on Wednesday. And on Sunday, we're going to Isfahan 5 for a 5,000 point game of Iron Warriors versus Iron Hands, as the Iron Hands try to break out of the Urgal Depression, try and break their way out of the drop site massacre and survive. And hunting them down is Perturabo, Primarch of the Iron Warriors. And of course the Iron Hands don't have their Primarch, he's already deaded. So I'm going up against a Primarch without having one, which I don't recommend that you do. If you play Heresy, if your opponent brings a Primarch, you should bring a Primarch. Really have a conversation beforehand, because Primarchs are, well, they're Primarchs. So yeah. Can you recap the way forward? We're going to start at 8, and I'm going to try and make mini videos inside the live stream, which I can cut and take out. That's the way forward for live streams. So this is the way forward for Warhammer live streams. It's cut the bits out, stick them in, do that. And then I need help being told what are the bits, most cuttable, clippable bits. And if people want to send me clips of me being stupid on the Discord, that'll really help too for putting YouTube shorts up. So I'm basically, as well as using the live stream process to have fun and chat with the community, I'm also going to try and use the live stream process to make videos as well. Because I like watching video clips of people who do live streams when they have a rant in the middle and I do rants. That's the way forward. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's been a while since the Iron Warriors have been on Horus Heresy battle reports, but on the free battle reports, there's been quite a few of them for members recently. No one cares about the tiny database changes. They watch it for the story of the game. Thank you. Yeah, so that's what's coming up on Wednesday and Sunday, and we've been banging on for nearly 2 hours. This is your 2-minute warning, people. This is your 2-minute warning. I've got to wrap it up here. We've been going on forever. I'm sorry. I was excited for this one. Can you tell? I think I'll be around on Christmas Eve, the 24th, which is the next Talky Tuesday one. I don't know if any of you guys will be there. More, never. I don't know if you'll be there for the 24th, Christmas Eve. You don't want to spend Christmas Eve with me, but I'll fire it up to see if anyone wants to spend Christmas Eve. We'll see how we get on. I'm filming the next STC podcast with Warsmith Chris on Thursday night. It's normally Wednesday that we film, but he's not available Wednesday again. So if you have any questions for the new STC, pop them in the chat, in the Discord. Anything else? Is there anything else? Did we cover everything else? Don't forget to like the stream before you go, everyone, says Monkey. Thank you, Monkey. Thank you. Merry Christmas. No, I would say Merry Christmas. If I don't see you on the 24th, Merry Christmas to everyone. If you want to get some merch for Auntie Vera for Christmas, I do recommend the mugs. Come join the Mug Club. If you do join the Mug Club, you can even get a Mug Club member sticker and stick it on the side of your lunchbox for when you go into school. We talked about secret level. Titus is the G. +1 to the winners. Yes. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to do the thing. Have we done everything? You press that button. Don't press. It's been 2 weeks. I forgot what I need to press. Press that one. Press that one. I think these are the ones I pressed, but don't click that one on there because it makes the whole thing break. Do we know what we're pressing? Now I'm uncertain. I feel Merry Exodus. Thanks for your... No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think it's these ones. Happy Wargaming.